Hi everyone, I'm Graddles. Welcome to a new episode of City Skylines. This is New Brighton, and if you're new to my channel, I do Let's Plays, tips, tricks, tutorials on City Skylines. And the last time we left off, we did part 1 of our Nature Reserve Park. And today I was finishing part 2. And as I was finishing up, as you can see from the intro, well, I started to do the outro and noticed this. So again, in cities, the struggle is real. I left the footage in. I finished the episode, and you'll see it at the end. It's quite interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So in this part, we reached level 2, and we get the tent camping sites, as well as 2 viewing decks. So I just go around and I start placing them, and when I place them, I usually go into the first person view by taking the walk, just to see what they would see, and if there's any trees, or if it's unlevel, or it's too steep, I will have the opportunity to fix that. And going in the first person definitely helps to see where the floors are and fix them. Fitting in a couple of more of those tent camping sites, and yeah, do the same thing. I just make sure they're kind of level. If not, I level the ground a little bit more, because if you put them down and the road is not level to the ground, you will get this steep incline, and it does not look good at all. So now we reached level 3. And I think you get the Learn to Shelters, the Lookout Towers, and another camping site. So here I'm just placing the Learn to Shelters, and I'm trying to be proactive of moving the trees away from the fires. I don't know how much that contributed to the fire starting in City Skylines. They start without a flicker of fire sometimes, so I don't know if that contributed or not. So we're just gonna say it did somewhere along the line. Somebody. So here we go. We start placing the hunting cabins, and I'm trying to kind of place them in a way that they're not really close to, well, they're close but not on top of the camping grounds. I mean, you really want that kind of separate in real life. You don't want people hunting with kids running around. So yeah, I kind of had to keep moving it around to kind of see where it would be a little bit more secluded. Is kind of empty, so I thought I'll leave some of those cabins closer to the campgrounds. Just I'll call them cabins instead of hunting cabins, and I'll make the space over here, and I think I also make a space on the other side where it's a lot more secluded as more of the hunting ground. It's a little bit more level land over there, and it's slightly curved, nothing too steep. So I thought that would make a great spot for the hunting cabins. So that's where I ended up putting them. So hopefully that gives a better explanation of where the hunting cabins are. So in this next part, I was kind of losing sight of my assets through all this thick forestry. And I thought I'll place a couple of these large oak trees, I think they are, just sporadically by the campgrounds and the hunting cabins, so it kind of gives me a place marker of where they are. But I also thought, well, maybe they planted some of these larger trees in case somebody gets lost. They can kind of look up, and hopefully these are larger and taller for them to see, that they can get to some safe place. So as I'm placing some of the larger trees too, I'm also filling in a little bit as well. Like I said, the tree filling in took forever. I did not even leave most of that on camera. I placed them one at a time, and I think that's why the forest fire at the end really got to me. Really. So here is the part where I did start running the path on the other side. Like I said before, where I was putting the hunting cabins towards the cemetery on the other side, I did start running some paths over here, not roads. And this way I figured I could put a little bit more of a secluded area in here as well, with just some hunting ground and, you know, just to keep it a little bit separate. I did do some leveling of the ground just because I wanted some of this land to be a little flatter. And later on, I do add a side entrance to this. So here I place one of those campsites. It's not the same as the tent sites. These have actual cabins. So this is really good for like maybe a school trip, an overnight stay, and it keeps them all together. There's like 6 cabins. I do zoom in so you can get a nice look at it. So I thought this was a nice place for it. So in this next part, I just was looking over the beach and it just looked so bland and it didn't have enough stuff for a nature reserve park. So I was like, you know what, we're going to add trees. It is, you know, even though it's a beachy look, if we add the trees, I think it'll fill it in nicely. and it'll just look better for like the cabins and stuff. So that's what I do here, and I just add, like I said, one tree at a time. Yep, I totally missed it. And I keep going. And I'm talking you through what I would be talking you through. And then I start to see a little orange on my screen here. And I'm like, wait, what? And yeah, that happened. So at this point, I have no clue what to do. I mean, literally crickets. I just sat there, speechless. So thoughts came, and I thought, well, do I want to sit here and do an hour's worth of work all over again? Or just show you the truth about city skylines? And I decided to text my good friend Shukaboa. He is a fellow YouTuber, and also somebody I text when I'm venting or need to vent about something on city skylines. So I text him, and his reply was, leave it in. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it in. So I wait for the fires to go out, and he also gave me a word of advice and said, turn on disable spreading fire. Yeah, that should have been done probably before I did the nature reserve park. So anyway, I look over the damage. To be honest, none of the assets were ruined, only the trees. And I'm hoping with time, once it heals, it will all grow back. And yeah, so look to future episodes for the growth of our forest back after our devastating fire. And if you like my content and would like to see more, please click the like button, subscribe, comment, share. I hope you liked this episode. It was done a little bit different, and it was quite interesting. Thanks. Bye.